Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Log Show here on WSJU Radio, also here on YouTube on the live stream. Trying something out new here, so hopefully everything's going well over on the YouTube side. A lot to talk about here in the sports world. I'm not gonna lie. We had a big after my week off. We had a big couple weeks in the UFC. We got a lot going on there. Obviously, we had Fight Night Mexico, which was extremely entertaining. Nonetheless, that was the Royval Moreno fight was one of the closest fights of the year. The scorecards after that, after watching that fight and seeing those judges' scorecards, absolutely insane. Such a close fight there. Not only that, UFC 299 this weekend, one of the most stacked cards I have ever seen in my entire life. Is that card is the UFC card this weekend? I am so excited. I cannot wait to get into it. But nonetheless, a lot going on in other leagues too. Obviously, we had the Combine this weekend in the NFL. That's a big thing that everybody is talking about. Caleb Williams, he didn't throw, but nonetheless, somehow got all the publicity, shot up every draft board imaginable, even without throwing, without doing a medical test. Caleb Williams is still the number one prospect in the NFL. Jalen Daniels had a good combine. The dude out of Tennessee, I looked him up before and I forgot his name already. He had a good combine. Who else? J.J. McCarthy. A lot of people up on J.J. McCarthy. He had a great combine. The 40-yard record, the 40-yard dash record is broken by Texas wide receiver, what's his name? Xavier Worthy, that's who it was. Xavier Worthy runs the fastest 40-yard dash in NFL history at the Combine this weekend. Clocked in at a faster Combine time than Usain Bolt, which is absolutely insane, so shout out him. The Knicks got a big win despite a Brunson injury on Sunday, I believe that was. Despite that Brunson knee injury that looked to be serious, thank God it's not. We'll talk about that later. Yankees, spring training underway. That is extremely fun, extremely entertaining. So nonetheless, a lot going on around the sports world. A lot for us to talk about. Oh, I was talking about fighting before. I completely forgot. Not only that, do we have the UFC this weekend. Not only do we have UFC 299, like I said, arguably the most stacked card that I have ever laid my own eyes on. We also have the second ever boxing match from the arguable greatest heavyweight fighter of our generation. Francis Ngannou will take on Anthony Joshua in Ngannou's second ever boxing match after losing to Fury about a little less than a year ago. So that, nonetheless, should be extremely entertaining to watch, to see. But nonetheless, besides that, just a lot going on, really. I do want to start talking about, a little bit. I know it was a little while ago now. It was 2 weeks ago. That UFC Fight Night, absolutely insane. So entertaining. Such a great fight night. Royval Moreno, Ortega, Yair Rodriguez, just such a entertaining fight. Really, two fights that were able to get it done on a non-pay-per-view event. You don't see that a lot. I told a lot of people to tune into it. I tuned into it. I thought it was very entertaining. I'll talk about the Ortega fight first just because, I don't know, he wasn't the favorite going in. A lot of people were, after he had already lost to Yair Rodriguez a little over a year ago, he came back for a rematch. He really wanted to get back in the win column. I'm a big T-City fan. I knew that he was going to be able to do it. He looked very good in this fight. In my opinion, won all 3 rounds, just absolutely dominant. If I remember correctly, he wobbled Yair once. He did a lot of stuff there and really figured it out, really got it done. Really impressed a lot of people in that win over Yair Rodriguez, trying to get back maybe in that title conversation for T-City. I don't know. That's where it gets a little iffy. Is will Brian Ortega ever get back in that title conversation, especially with the way the division's going now with Ilia Topuria being that top guy, clearly just absolutely dominant guy. But nonetheless, an absolutely a clinic, honestly, a very good clinic out there for Ortega the other weekend to get back in the win column, really get going. Hopefully he could have another big matchup in that lightweight division. I don't know. Maybe he fights Volk again soon. That'd be interesting because that was such a good fight. If Volk can't get back, obviously Volk's got the rematch that he's going to have scheduled, but after that rematch, where Volk goes will be extremely, extremely interesting. Now, on the other side, the main event, the Royval Moreno fight. Very good fight, very back and forth. These dudes brawl. The flyweight division is in good hands with this whole Royval Moreno, Pantoja. I know Figueiredo is planning on going up a weight class, but if he even stays in flyweight, him down there, a lot of really, really, really good studs in the flyweight division. The top of this division is really entertaining. They've been going back and forth between these four, a hot rotation for a nice couple of years now. And every time one of those four dudes fights each other, whether it's Royval Moreno 2 that we just got, whether it's those four fights between Moreno and Figueiredo, but whether it's Royval versus Pantoja, Moreno Pantoja, if you get Figueiredo against Pantoja, all those fights are always, those dudes like to brawl. And this one was an extremely close fight. I personally had Moreno in this fight. I personally scored it 49-48 Moreno. Obviously, the judges disagreed with me. I slightly disagree with them. I felt Moreno was a little more active. But nonetheless, it was an extremely entertaining fight. Like I tried to tell you guys going into it, it should definitely be something you should have tuned into. Just the way that we saw some of the greats do something on something that was like easily accessible, not a pay-per-view. Like I said, if you had ESPN Plus, you could have just watched it. Very, 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 very entertaining fight. Just a great fight night. For a fight night getting back in Mexico City, a great, great, great fight night. I know this is a weird little order for me to go in. Sorry, my head's all over the place. I'm going to switch gears. I'll talk about 299 at the end because I got a lot of opinions on 299, obviously. I just wanted to get the fight night over with, just with what that was. It was a while ago. So with that, I want to get into the NFL. Obviously, I spoke a little bit on the Combine. We are sitting here with 185 days until NFL kickoff. So what else would I talk about except said NFL? You know what I mean? Let me adjust the camera a little bit. Yeah, so Combine was this weekend. I'll talk about that from what I've read. Obviously, I wasn't there. I watched some of it on TV. I'll be honest, I love football. I love the Combine. I'll read about the Combine to start getting a note on prospects because I want to know. Yeah, Joe, I'll get into Saquon in a little bit. But I'll be honest, the Combine's not something I physically put my eyes on. It's not something I sit there and watch. It's not entertaining the way they cover it. But also, nonetheless, like I said, we also have on the flip side, I read it. I get my information. So I'll start with this. The biggest news of the weekend coming out of the Combine. Obviously, there's Xavier Taylor, whatever his name is that I just forgot. I'm blanking again. But the wide receiver for Texas who ran the fastest 40. He was already high on boards too, on a lot of draft boards too. He was high on, he was high on a lot of people's draft boards. Top 5 receiver in my opinion. I saw him play in a lot of big games, make a lot of big plays. against Alabama when they played them. Later in the year, when they made the college football playoff, he made a bunch of big plays. He's a very good player, very good receiver. Now, history shows that being the fastest at the combine doesn't always work out. You know, John Ross, you had like those dudes aren't always great, but they're also not always busts. So they're good dudes to look at. They're playmakers that if they fit in the right system, like you get him in like a Baltimore, a San Francisco, even maybe a Chargers new offense with Harbaugh there. You get them in that type of deal. You get them in a maybe even like a Philly, someone with a great offensive mind, a Miami. If he falls late in the first round, ends up on one of those teams, he could be very good. But obviously what everybody wants to talk about after the combine is the position that matters most, and that is the quarterback position. Now, Caleb Williams right now, obviously everybody knows across the league, he's apparently the consensus number one. Schefter talked all weekend about in his conversation with the Bears. It seems like they're leaning heavy to go with Caleb Williams and not stick with Justin Fields, which is interesting. Now, Caleb Williams didn't throw. What I do find interesting is he didn't do a physical either. So that's going to be extremely like that feels weird to me. Obviously, he's going to do his pro day, so that'll be fun. But I don't think that Caleb. I don't know. I'm not high on Caleb Williams personally. I haven't seen it. I watched him in college. He was really good 2 years ago in Oklahoma, but ever since he transferred to USC, I haven't seen it, man. Like I just haven't. I don't know. I haven't seen that out of Caleb Williams that I'm like impressed that he's this all-time talent that everyone's talking about. Apparently all the intangibles are there. I haven't talked to the guy, so I don't know that. From what I've read, from what Schefter's saying, Ian Rappaport's saying, what you're hearing out of the interviews, especially this weekend, because that's what this weekend really is it's job interviews more than it even is just the progression on the field. You have this, like, apparently all the intangibles are there. Apparently it seems like this man just loves ball. And if that's the case, with his athletic talent, he should be somewhat of a success. Because with his athletic talent, he'll find a way to get it done. I believe that. But I don't know if he's complete. I don't know about the intangibles. I can't say anything about that. I haven't met the dude. I've only seen a couple interviews. It seems like it's all there. I don't know if I've seen a play on the field that's there. Personally, my favorite quarterback in this draft is Penix, who I didn't read much about Penix at the combine. So to my knowledge, I don't think he threw either. But he might have, and I just didn't catch the articles. I might have missed that. But from what I've seen on the field, going based off last college football season, I'm big on him. I mean, if I'm going to get into specific teams for everyone, Saints sit at 14. I'm a Saints fan, so obviously I'm going to talk about them first. Saints sit at 14. If I'm looking at the Saints, if Jalen Daniels could fall to 14, oh my God, man, please. This is my plea to the front office, to front office, Mickey Loomis, to Dennis Allen, everyone, that whole personnel. The whole organization down there in New Orleans, as a fan, as a personal diehard fan who's been a diehard fan for my whole entire life. If Jalen Daniels is available, or if you can make a move to get up and get Jalen Daniels, get him. I know I just said Penix is my favorite quarterback in the draft, and he is, but bro, if you could bring an LSU guy, homegrown, into New Orleans, he's going to be loved by the community. He's going to be accepted there. Everyone's going to be behind him. It's going to be a perfect environment for him. So please, New Orleans, if Jalen Daniels is available within that top 15, draft him. We need the quarterback. No offense to Derek Carr. Derek Carr is not bad, but Derek Carr is not winning us a Super Bowl, man. He's not. He's just not winning us a Super Bowl. There's no way that that's happening. So, like, you really break that down, it is what it is. That's all I'm really going to talk about the draft for now, because we'll find out more as pro days come out. The combine's the combine. Uh, you got that cornerback out of Alabama. He's really good. You got the dude out of Iowa, Cooper DeJean. Going to be the first white cornerback in NFL history. My man, Cooper. Yeah, he's really good too. He will probably be a top 15 pick. From what I read, he didn't have a great combine. He didn't do great in the combine, so he fell a little bit. I think he fell down boards a little bit, but I don't know. He's pretty good. I like him a lot. You have in the running back stance, you have the dude out of Florida State who I'm blanking on his name. I'm not going with college players' names. I'm sorry about that, guys. You're going to have to agree with that. But, yeah, you got that dude out of Florida State who he's really, really good. Blake Corum out of Michigan. I think he'll be a solid running back. Yeah. You got a lot of players. Breaking down just relevant teams, honestly. Obviously, Chicago. That's going to get interesting if they do go Caleb Williams, because it's now you get that whole Justin Fields situation. You know what I'm saying? You end up in that whole Justin Fields situation of the whole, like, all right, what do you, like, who wants Justin Fields at that point? There's a lot of interesting spots. There's a lot of interesting spots for Justin Fields to fall if they go with Caleb Williams, because obviously you're not keeping him. And you look at the quarterback market now, right? You have Rush just got cut. That's huge. That experiment fell flat after 2 years. You got Kirk Cousins is a free agent, so Minnesota's open. You got what else you got? You got Tampa Bay isn't franchising Baker, so that's an open job. You know what I'm saying? Washington needs a quarterback. Do they draft quarterback? There's a lot. There's a lot. And then also with those teams, it's who drafts a quarterback. So we're going to assume Caleb Williams goes 1 in this scenario that I'm talking about in my head, right? So if Caleb goes 1, right, you get Caleb at 1. Now you're looking at 2 is going to be, like, Washington's got to go quarterback. So Drake May, that's another good point there. Like, the Rams could go quarterback. I think the Rams draft a quarterback. Chat, Joe, dude in my chat for the people on the radio. But I think the Rams maybe draft one late. I think that'll be interesting. Do the Giants go quarterback? That's another spot. Obviously, I'm sitting here in New York not thinking about the Giants. You go quarterback? There's a lot of open spots. Like, break this down. And I don't know. I have a friend coming and he's gonna hop on the show in a little bit. I know he's an Eagles fan, but I could ask him about this just in general. Like, if you're a Giants fan, would you rather Justin Fields over Daniel Jones? Like, that's a question to ask. Is Justin Fields better than Daniel Jones? Like that's the teams you got to look at. Yeah, like maybe the Rams. I'm trying to go through the whole league in my head right now, where you could see like that Justin Fields situation gets really interesting, man. It gets really, really interesting. This whole free agent thing's gonna be real interesting. Speaking of like free agents, just in general, the running back market this year is, oh my God, it's insane, bro. The running back market this year is absolutely insane. Like, Saquon came out today. They're not franchising him, so Saquon's a free agent. Derrick Henry's a free agent. Josh Jacobs isn't getting franchise tagged. You got Cordero Patterson, DeAndre Swift. There are so many good free agent running backs this year. It's insane. Like, per player, I think Saquon. I'm sorry, Giants fans. And it's going to hurt to hear this, Giants fans. I think Saquon's out. I think Saquon's time in New York is over. I genuinely do. I think Saquon's done. I think his Giants career is over. I think he's going to walk. Because if you look at it from Saquon's perspective, everybody's out on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had one good year. Everyone was out, but everyone is still out on Daniel Jones in a sense. And you got the franchise tag last year. Now they're probably not going to give you the money you feel like you're deserved. There are systems that are better for you. You could win more. You could up your accolades. You could have more fun. You could still get the ball, still be a stud. Like personally, 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 it's just like it's a weird situation. It really is. Uh, we're gonna talk about Saquon when I get back. I'm gonna take a quick break, like a quick 5 minute break. Get my boy set up in here real quick. Try to get the mics ready and everything. We'll be right back in like 5 minutes, everyone. All right. So we back here, everybody. I got my boy Jerry over here off camera for the stream. Radio, y'all can hear him. Back to what I was getting into before, and I'll open this before I get back into Saquon. I'll open this question up to you, Jerry, because I literally just asked this to my whole chat. I know you're an Eagles fan, but
yes, sir. Bro,
I was talking about Caleb Williams going 1, and that whole situation was going on there, and the whole Justin Fields trade, and I was looking at the whole situation as a whole, and really, bro, you break it down. I was like, there's so many options for where he could go,
for sure.
Because you got obviously you have Washington, you have Washington, but then you really think about it, Minnesota still needs a quarterback. Kirk Cousins isn't under contract. Baker's not under contract in Tampa Bay.
True.
And then even this was my biggest question, right? If you're a Giants fan, you take Justin Fields over Daniel Jones. See, that's where it starts getting. Yeah. But there even are teams like that where it's Justin Fields ain't terrible.
He's not terrible, but other than the Giants, out of every team you named, I'd rather re-sign Baker. I'd rather find a way to get Kirk Cousins under contract. I'm not sold on Justin Fields. He hasn't shown me anything that makes me want to invest my franchise in. If I'm taking Baker Mayfield over you, then it's some iffy. Maybe it's because he was on the Bears.
That's what I'm I don't know. My personal eye test and everybody what I've talked about Justin Fields, it is so 50-50. Mm-hmm. It's either you hate the man or you love the dude. I happen to be on the side of I see it. I see the potential there. And just knowing the coaches that have been in Chicago over the past few years, I just haven't seen him used properly. That's why,
yeah.
But then, like you said, there's so many. He's such a weird quarterback. He's got to fit into that system so perfectly as well, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see Justin Fields as at his high end, best he could be in my eyes is Russell Wilson, prime Russell Wilson. So,
but that's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
But
that's a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
That's a good quarterback with an amazing defense and running game.
No, I agree.
I agree.
Justin Fields. I agree. You look back, even as high as at that time, everyone was like, "Oh my God, Russell Wilson." And when I look back at that team that won the Super Bowl, it was the defense won that.
Yeah.
But Russ was. There was a period of time where Russ was the dude.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback. What I'm saying, if he gets in the right situation, but the Giants are not that situation. He's just going to look bad. I mean,
bro, that's crazy. Russ was the dude, and now he just got cut.
Yeah, but how far they fall. I think maybe Justin Fields, you don't think he's willing to be a backup, do you? Because all
right, even if he is, definitely not in Chicago.
Not in Chicago?
Definitely not in Chicago. If they draft Caleb Williams, his time in Chicago is over. It's case in point.
If Justin Fields can find his way to the Jets. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back, but Justin Fields is not a Super Bowl winning quarterback this year. Let him back up. If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, you still got Justin Fields.
All right, that's interesting.
A good defense.
That's interesting.
But
get him behind a vet.
Yeah, because unless you're willing to tank, he's not winning that quarterback. I don't think so.
We're in a weird about quarterback. I think the only Super Bowl winning quarterback in the NFL right now is Patrick Mahomes because nobody can beat him.
When you put it like that,
he's just that good now. When
you put
obviously, yeah, but he's
when you put it like that.
But yeah, going back on free agency though, you even look what I was talking about it before. Saquon, bro, he's not getting the franchise tag. I think he's done in New York. If he didn't get they have to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah,
they have to pay him a lot of money. And do they have the cap for it? Because they just paid Daniel Jones all that money.
That's true.
And he's probably going to ask for more because he got franchise tagged after asking for less money because he was like, I understand you got to sign Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And then had a great year. It was literally the whole offense this past year. I think he's done, bro.
I want to agree, but if you're the New York Giants and you let Saquon Barkley go, who can keep their job? Who's allowed to stay if they let Saquon? Where does the team go?
I'm one of those people. I somewhat agree with that, but also you can't. There's this thing with coaches, even though it's less. It's more of a thing in college than it is NFL. Mm. But there is always a sense of I want to build my team from.
Yeah.
So as much as you say who stays there, Saquon wasn't drafted by Dable. So, like, you do, in my opinion, even if, like, the core leaves, like Saquon leaves, you still have to give Dable, like, a year or two to see what he could build.
Yeah, so when I say who's lead, I'm not really even talking about coaches. I think there's a terrible in professional sports. There's a terrible trend of coaches getting fired too quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in the general manager's office. I agree, you got to build your own culture and everything. But Saquon healthy is a top 5 running back in the league.
Oh, 100%.
You can't argue against that. Like you build around a top 5 running back. You have to. In my opinion, I think you have to. So
but also from Saquon's perspective, like there are so many so many more enticing places.
He should leave.
In my opinion, everyone's been saying this, and it's just such a perfect fit. That's why everyone's saying it. Bro, you put him in Houston with that offense, Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, Saquon, Nico Collins, that offensive line.
I like that.
That is a good team.
I like that. Saquon in Houston.
Like that works, bro. And then also, like, speaking of this running back market, you guys in Philly, DeAndre Swift's a free agent, so you guys are looking for someone. Like, you guys could sneak into, like, why not you? Like, and you guys have been that type of team that you guys will sneakily, like, say, screw, let me go get Eckler.
Exactly.
Like, and Eckler would fit. Eckler in your offense would be nasty. I said it when you guys traded for DeAndre Swift. Eckler's just a better version of DeAndre Swift.
I agree. I think Eckler is the real star in the running back market right now because of how the NFL is and how versatile he is in the pass game. With the Eagles getting Saquon, I like the sound of that because Saquon.
I don't think that's possible. I just don't think it's possible. I just think I think he enjoys New York too much in general.
But here's my thing.
Where like I could see him leaving, I can't see him doing the disrespect like that.
Do you know where Saquon is from? Where he grew up?
Is he from South Jersey?
Nah.
Is he from Philly?
He's from PA. He's from like 10 minutes ride, Whitehall, PA. So he grew up in the Giants household, but I mean, come on, bro, come home. Philly just went to the championship.
Did go to Penn State?
He went to Penn State. Like, dog, he's a PA boy.
I guess it's possible. He probably did grow up an Eagles fan too. Yeah. Like, no, but when you put it in perspective like that, even though he played for the Giants, like if we look back at it, if he did grow up an Eagles fan, like there's always going to be that like thought in the back of his head where it's like.
But the contracts. I don't think that's going to work out for Saquon. We got too many dangerous players, especially like Eagles free agency. Real quick, I mean, I think defense has to be the focus. Like, where do you allot more money on offense? Like, yes, we need a running back.
You guys 100% have to.
Yeah,
you guys have to address the secondary. That's where it is. Your front seven is nasty
for sure. I think we did a great job in the draft as the old guard is aging out, where we got a new group coming in. Both our young D tackles and DN. I think linebacker has always been a problem for the Eagles and safety. Since we lost Malcolm Jenkins, I mean, Byard was cool.
Trust me, I'm a Saints fan. I know about Malcolm Jenkins. I know about that. He's a dog. Dog.
Since then, that's what I'm gonna say. The Eagles need a dog. We more than anything, we're too nice. As a team, who's a dog?
That's funny to say about a Philadelphia team too.
Fletcher Cox, look up his player profile. He's smiling in his picture. Darius Slay got on a choker. Like, we're too nice, bro. But I think Eckler is running back wise in the top in free agency.
Bro, I mean, not bro. You have Saquon, Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, DeAndre Swift, Cordero Patterson, Alexander Mattison, Gus Edwards, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's the top 10 in my opinion. Or top 7, however many I just said.
That is
an insane list of free agent running backs.
So quick, let me ask you: the Saints? Oh no, the Saints still got my boy back there.
They still got Kamara. I mean, a lot of rumors about trading him in New Orleans. Him and Marshawn Lattimore have started to get in trade rumors, and I could see it just because of the whole. Same thing with Michael Thomas, just the injury thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I said this before when I was talking about the combine. If Jalen Daniels, the dude from LSU, if he is sitting there at 14 and the Saints don't draft him, I will be so angry. I will be so, that's just – and it's not that I dislike Derek Carr or anything. It's nothing against Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. It's more he's not – like you said about Justin Fields, he's not bad. He's not – Derek Carr's not winning me a Super Bowl anytime soon. Might get me to the playoffs, might even squeeze out a playoff win, but, That's the most I'm getting out of him.
Derek Carr is like, who's my man in Cincy before Burrow?
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
Low key.
He's like Andy Dalton.
He's like prime Andy Dalton.
Like, he might get you 4,500 yards, but you're going to go 9-7.
Yeah.
10-6. Like, it's not going to look pretty.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. That's just, we have a free agent season. And then even, like, what's been going on in the like, Mike Evans just got a huge deal.
Well-deserved.
Bro, it is well-deserved, but it's going to be interesting. Paying a dude, he's the 5th highest paid receiver in the league, and he turns 31 this year. That's where it's like.
Yeah, but Mike Evans might be the top 5 receiver. And first thing about you,
he's definitely top 5.
First, I want to say Mike Evans.
If not, you're right. He's like 6. So like,
yeah, like
he's at worst like 6 or 7.
Yeah, you got to put like D-Hop, Devontae.
I don't know if D-Hop's even up there anymore.
He didn't have a quarterback.
He fell off.
He did. You got to have a quarterback. Like, I don't think he fell off as much as who was throwing him the ball. Like Derrick Henry might have been able to leave that team in passes. I still have D-Hop in there. Or not. No, he was in Arizona, right?
This past year he was in Tennessee.
Okay, so I'm thinking 2 years ago. So give me I like D-Hop. I like Devontae.
Obviously. Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson's in there.
Jamar Chase.
Chase is in there. I might go AJ.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay, Mike Evans is top 10. I lied.
There's a lot of good receivers in the league today, bro. Like there's a lot of good receivers in the NFL these days.
Yeah, I might have lied. Okay, but honestly, who else you gonna pay in Tampa Bay? Like, who else?
Oh no, that's true, but
it is a lot though.
Like you said, I mean, if I'm sitting there as Tampa Bay, you're Baker's arguing he wants more money. I could take a little bit of money off my 31-year-old receiver and give it to, but I don't know. But that's also an interesting question, bro. This is another quarter. This is a draft that, according to a lot of the experts, I'm one of these people. I say this every year going to the draft, bro. Who gives a crap what the experts say? They're guessing. We know just as much as everyone else, bro. I say that every time, bro. Is like, if you've watched a little bit of college football and like at half of what they have, your guess is just as good as theirs. It's such a guessing game. But like according to the experts, you have 4 or 5 quarterbacks that are apparently starting caliber. Yeah. Now they're starting to throw J.J. McCarthy in that mix too. I think if anybody drafts J.J. McCarthy in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft, that's like drafting Johnny Manziel at that point. Like, don't do it. Please don't. Don't. Just because he won a national championship, do not. I don't think he is an arm.
But like, someone's going to, though.
Like,
someone's going to.
But like, yeah, you got Caleb Williams, who everyone's high on. I'm personally not high on, but still, like, you got Drake May, who a lot of people love. You got Jalen Daniels,
Drake May is what, North Carolina? Or okay.
Yeah. You got Jalen Daniels, LSU.
Tough.
You got the dude out of Tennessee. I can't remember his name, but he's pretty good.
Penix is coming out this
year.
You
got Penix, who's my favorite quarterback personally. I think Penix is a dog. It's going to be interesting.
My bad to cut you off. People are saying Caleb Williams going number 1. He's going to Chicago. Is that? I don't believe after his last college season. I don't believe.
That's what I've been saying. Like I've been saying it for weeks on this podcast on the show. Like it's not that like because according and especially this week at the combine because the combine is just he didn't throw and he didn't do a physical, but at the end of the day, the combine's 90% interviews.
Exactly,
that's what it is. And from what I heard from like Schefter tweeting, Ian Rappaport tweeting, all those dudes tweeting, is what makes Caleb Williams the big number 1 is the intangibles. Like apparently off the field, he's just loves ball. He's which I get, but I agree with that. I said that before you walked in when I was talking about him earlier. I go, Caleb Williams, Oklahoma Caleb Williams? Yeah, I'll take him number 1. Honestly, I will take Oklahoma Caleb Williams number 1 overall.
Yeah.
The past 2 years at USC, I don't know anymore.
Here's why I disagree. When you're playing football, the number 1 intangible you can have is dog factor. Brian Dawkins, dog.
I don't think that's what I don't see.
But Tom Brady, dog.
A lot of people are saying like he loves ball like that. I'm saying yeah, he might love, but I don't see like the.
You don't love ball. Sit up there in a press conference and say you want to go snuggle your dog and get under your blanket.
Yeah.
No, you're not my. No, if I'm your whole lineman, nah, dog. I'm not.
Yeah, no, bro. That's what I mean. Like, he could love the game of football, but like you said, like I don't see that great quarterback that you see out of Pat Mahomes, where it's like this dude could just go stone face, and it's like, like I messed with the wrong guy right here. Like
I'm gonna give a quick comparison story to that, and it's to me. Coming out of high school, right? I had some offers, D1, D2 football. Nothing crazy, but I was a big dude, so I had some offers. I sat down with a coach, and he talked about we practice at 5 a.m. We got meetings, we got this and this. Check-in time is this many practices, this many hours of practice a week. And he looked at me, he was like, if you're not ready to sleep, eat, breathe this every day, then you just shouldn't be playing football at this level. And I agreed with him, and I did not play football at that level. I think Caleb Williams, I think he's talented. I think he's a big name. I think he's getting the NFL offers, but I don't know if he's ready to play at that. His dog, like that's Peyton Manning is not doing that. It's not happening. Russ might, and you see what happened to Russ. He got cut.
Yeah, I love. Bro, Russ is such a character to me. I love it and hate it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying, but it's so funny to me. Like the whole like Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, bro, it's such like he acts like he's in a Disney movie. On 24, he acts like he's in it. It's hilarious to me. And like, part of me wants to believe that it's all fake. Like, part of me wants to believe that Russ like goes out there, like you know how he has that whole team 3.
Yeah.
Like before the press conference, like he's looking at his boys. He's like, yo, watch what I'm about to say today. Like, watch this shit, bro. Like, watch.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like.
But I don't think. I think he's dead serious.
No, I think that's him.
And the reason why is because if he was playing, he might play another way. He's never been a fake tough guy.
Like I think
he's never showed up to practice with a do-rag on. Like he's never been anything but that. So
I think he's that corny. 24/7, 365. Exactly. I agree, bro.
Yep. And now your options to play are very limited, Mr. Unlimited.
I like. If they don't get Kirk Cousins, I like him in Minnesota a lot because he's going to be on a minimum deal, so that gives him the money to go He's gonna, bro. Well, no, because this is also the reason why he's gonna sign on a minimum deal is because I was reading about it today. It's because of the cap hit. If he signs on a minimum deal, the team he signs to don't got to pay him. The Broncos pay everything because they have like, bro. This is the biggest cut in dead cap in NFL history. It's like the last biggest was the Matt Ryan when he got cut from the Colts.
Yeah.
And they had $43 million in dead cap. Cutting Russell Wilson, they have like 82. So you could sign him for the vet min and not have to pay him a dime. And Russell Wilson, from his perspective, he's like, I'll do it because that just screws over the Broncos. Like that just and helps me on this team because it gives them more cap room.
After seeing him on the field with the Broncos, I don't like Russell Wilson anywhere. Like
I think, bro, the reason I like reason my head went to Minnesota right away was because the style of the way Russell Wilson plays and the success that not Kirk Cousins has had in Minnesota, the success that Josh Dobbs had.
Okay.
Stylistically, they're similar. I don't think I agree with you here at this point in Russ's career. I also, when I was looking it up before, I saw that Russ turns 36 this November.
Yeah.
So that's another thing where it just clicks in my head that it's the decline, like it is what it is.
Who's the Raiders quarterback again?
You could maybe.
Yeah, send him. I'm just saying, send him out there to die. Really, just send him out. Send him out to pasture. Or get him out of here. He stinks, bro.
Send him out to Vegas.
Get him out of here. Like, I'm trying to go through the visions in my head. Like, okay.
No, realistically, bro, that's the only options are like if Washington doesn't draft a quarterback.
A Russ on a minimum in Washington? Yeah, I guess. That's nasty.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
but think about where Russ was at one point, too.
Me, and with all the baggage he comes with, I might take a risk on Carson Wentz again before I could pick up Russ.
I don't know about that. That's bold. That's a bold statement.
Bro,
Carson Wentz, Pat McAfee says this all the time on his show, and it cracks me up because I've never heard of this. Carson Wentz once sprained both ankles on the same play. That man doesn't know when to stop, and it's the craziest thing in the world to me, bro.
You know what's speaking of Carson Wentz, what's hilarious is when the Eagles got rid of Carson Wentz and picked Jalen Hurts, I was upset.
A lot of people were.
Bro, I was on. How could he brought us to the Super Bowl? This a second round pick. He can't even start over Tua. What are we doing? But I've been proved wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I thought Carson and Indy was. I'm a Red Rocket fan. I want to see Carson Wentz, the second coming, and Andy Dalton be successful.
Bro, Andy Dalton will always have a special place in my heart because the Saints. We went through that 2018, 2019, 2020 with Drew Brees. Drew Brees retires. I went through 2 years of old Andy Dalton as my starting quarterback, and I have never felt less confident going into a season where I was literally telling people, I was like, oh, Andy Dalton MVP, bro. I was like, Andy Dalton MVP.
Yeah, nah. Once you start talking like that, you know. So
yeah. Moving on from football, though, that's really all I have. What I do want to get into, I mean, we will talk. I know you're a big basketball guy, so we will definitely talk about the Knicks and stuff like that in a little bit. Because is there a show at 2? I could run a little long, right?
I think so. We should be good.
Yeah. So yeah. I do want to talk about this. You a big fight guy? You a big UFC guy?
Big UFC. The sport I follow the most is boxing, but I'm also a very big UFC fan.
All right. So we could talk about both because there's 2 huge fights in both worlds this weekend. So, I mean, actually, if you're a big boxing guy, we'll talk about that first because I don't know a lot about the boxing world. I'm more on the MMA side. I'm proud to say this, that I'm starting to hit the level of UFC fan. Like, I'm starting to hit Die Hard where, like, I'm starting to watch, like, other promotions.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching the fight nights that are free just because they're every Saturday. I'm just throwing them on at night. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Just because it's just fun.
You're getting into what's the other – I forget their name.
PFL and Bellator, they just combine, bro. They just combine. Well, speaking of that, when we get into UFC 299, we will talk about Bellator because there's this one dude. I don't know if you heard of him, Michael Venom Page. MVP.
Oh, MVP. Isn't he fighting Poirier?
No, he's fighting Kevin Holland.
Holland.
Yeah, he's coming over to the UFC. He fights on 299. Yeah. But before we get into 299, Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua.
Is that this weekend?
That is, yeah. I think it's, I want to say Friday.
It might be like
Friday morning because it's in England. I know it's one of those like morning
I think it's
things.
in Abu Dhabi. Or it's not Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it could be in the Middle East. They do that all the time.
I'm pretty sure it's in the Middle East. That's going to be a good fight. So with boxing, for a long time, the top 3 in the heavyweight division, people were looking at Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, I thought, would beat Wilder always. I thought Wilder would beat Joshua, and Joshua could beat Fury.
I mean, bro, what do you call it? Wilder Fury 2 is one of the greatest fights of all time.
Yeah.
When Fury literally talks about it in the documentary they have about it. Like, he literally got put out and just woke up at 8 and was like, all right, word. Like,
Fury's a dog.
I love Tyson Fury, bro. I love it.
I don't think – but I like Tyson Fury because he's a dog and the way he talks. I don't think he prepared for that Ngannou fight.
I don't think he prepared properly at all. I think he underestimated Francis so much.
I think Anthony Joshua is preparing like Tyson Fury should have. And I also think Francis Ngannou is as confident as he's ever been. With that being said, my prediction... He
arguably beat Tyson Fury.
I think he won that fight.
A lot of people do. A lot of people think that because it went to decision and because it was so close, the judges were like, we got to give it to Fury because we can't let the MMA dude win.
Exactly. And with that being said, and I hate Anthony Joshua. I think AJ is terrible. That's why I think AJ is going to win in the shutout.
Bro,
I think so.
Ngannou's so dangerous, though.
Is.
But that's why Ngannou getting in this boxing space, after the Fury fight especially, like, I'm not against the Anthony Joshua fight.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, put him in a ring with Deontay Wilder. Because whoever lands first is
Ngannou wins.
That's 2 trucks just throwing.
Yeah, bro.
That's 2 trucks.
That's just YouTube car crash compilation.
Literally.
Bro. But I think that fight Ngannou will win because he can box. Like, he's a good boxer. But I'm saying Anthony Joshua by decision. I think he outboxes Ngannou. Ngannou might get a couple rounds, but I really don't think Tyson Fury prepares for him. Now, saying that, I think Ngannou beats every other heavyweight except for Anthony Joshua, a well-prepared Tyson Fury. And maybe we got
I
to
don't
see what
know if
Usyk looks
anyone in
like.
the world, like, I don't know about now because Tyson Fury's starting to get up there in age, but like
Yeah.
prime Tyson Fury, I don't know if anybody beats a well prepared,
All right.
like
My
that we know of, that we've seen. Like obviously Mike Tyson smacking him. Mike Tyson is beating anyone, in my opinion.
Here's why I disagree. My thing is Tyson Fury before the Ngannou fight. If you would have said who's your number one, not greatest, your number one heavyweight boxer, it's an all-time heavyweight tournament. Who do you think wins? I would have said Tyson Fury. Until that. Now I don't know. It might be Mike, it might be Tyson. But before that, I was a big fan. But this fight, Joshua almost a shutout. It'll be a good fight. Definitely watch. It's worth buying the pay-per-view. I'm a streamer for free. But it's gonna be
Bro, I just told you how big of a diehard UFC fan I am. I haven't paid for a UFC event in like 3 years, bro. I won't give them money because I'm not paying $80 out of my own pocket to watch it by myself in my dorm.
Yeah, like if I go, I'll go to an event maybe. Like if it's tickets for cheap, but nah, I'm not pay-per-viewing.
All right, bro. Now let's get into $2.99. And before we even get into the fights, I'm just gonna list this card for you, bro. This is 300 is stacked. I think 299 is actually the most stacked UFC card I've ever looked at. Because the main event is Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto 2. And Cheeto's Sean's only loss ever.
Is this weekend too, right?
Yeah, this is on Saturday. This is Saturday night.
Get them DraftKings right.
And then the co-main is Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis. I don't know if you've ever seen him fight. That dude's a dog, bro. These Frenchmen that have been coming up, like Kai Kara France, Benoit Saint Denis, dogs, bro.
Cyril gone. What happened to him? What happened to Cyril?
So Ngannou, he lost to Ngannou, and Ngannou left, and then
I remember the John Jones.
And he just didn't know, like if he was around, like Doctor Stoppage, like that's how insane.
It's funny. Two things about that, like broke that beat his toe. That's how much pressure.
Yeah, no, and his toe got caught in the
and then the Cyril Gane fight. Before we get back to 299. Jones almost didn't come out for that fight because they wouldn't let him tape his toe. Like that, that it was a leader, but they let him.
That is one of the queens of all. Standing, his limp body. Like he's dead.
Yeah,
like that's bro. That is one of my favorites. Yeah, Poirier, Saint Denis. Then Kevin Holland versus Venom and Michael Vage. 2 losses in Bellator. I was surprised he won Bellator belt, which is interesting because he's also entering a free and he's going into. It's gonna be interesting.
And it's weird.
Kevin Holland because stop. I mean, record-wise, MVP from seeing the Page should be out. Styles are so similar. It's that one is gonna like you're gonna sit there. All my lives flipping out my eye. Whatever. But like, yeah, bro. Basically, those two are so similar.
Yeah,
it's
like you so unpredictable. Like it's especially with those literally anything. No, last you have had this main event live. You're right, Logan's doing it. Oh my! I still Logan was Spain.
So after this, and there's the combination that he's on Volk and the speed that he knocks him out with that combo. It is insane.
Yeah, I see that.
Look, bro, this is right now.
Did he miss? Okay, here it is. Oh, he just jawed him.
That's what bro. And like, like you see what it is, what a big part of it is too, which throws me off so much. Is yeah, like what a huge part of it is too, is like, bro, when you watch it. You could see that he's throwing this combo. Volk opens up and starts to go right because he doesn't think that he can throw another anything else that fast. Because he just threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Volk's like, all right, I got a second. And then, nah, bro, he had a hook coming. And then even as Volk falls, he threw another 3.
Throwing. Yeah.
Like, it is insane.
But, so back, I'm curious. I want to know, you're a big UFC fan. Who do your official prediction, Holland and
Benoit.
Benoit, Holland and MVP.
Probably Venom Page. I think I think a lot of these Bellator dudes are better than a lot of people than the UFC always expects. Like the one person I always go back to is Michael Chandler, because they had him fight like, I think it was Dan Hooker or someone. Like someone who was like top 10, but he was like 10 or 11 in the rankings when he debuted. Yeah. And Chandler was like a 2-time Bellator champ and all this. Bro, and he came in and washed him. And now we have all these legendary fights of him versus Gaethje and him knocking out Tony Ferguson. And so I think the UFC tends to underrate these Bellator dudes. I mean, rightfully so, because also when you look at it in the other sense, like Bellator and PFL just merged. Francis Ngannou is signed PFL, and he said he's going to fight the heavyweight champ after this.
Anthony Joshua?
Bro, that dude stands no chance.
Who?
The dude who just won in the PFL. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Like, he's got heavy hands, but he ain't Ngannou, bro. Like, it's... I love Ngannou. Part of my head feels like he's just running from the dude we were talking about before. I think he's scared of John. I think he's scared.
I don't think he's scared.
I think he's scared of John.
I don't think he's scared because
Bro, I'm telling you, John Jones is signing that contract any day of the week.
I agree, but here's my thing, and it goes back to boxing. Before Ngannou was a UFC fighter, like, he originally was a boxer.
Yeah.
That's where he came up doing. You can tell by the way he fights, he throws his punches. The way boxers get paid is astronomically different to UFC fighters. And
that's all on good old Mr. Dana right there.
And Dana White is notorious for saying that if he was was going to boxing, the first thing he would change is how much the fighters get paid. He said thinks they get paid too much, they're divas. With that being said, where Ngannou's from, I think he saw the Tyson Fury money he could have got. He sees the Anthony Joshua money, and PFL is saying, like, look, we're allowing you to try out this boxing thing. If it doesn't work, you're still in MMA where you dominate.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a big thing for him, is the fact that Dana hates the whole boxing realm. Like,
I think it was a freedom.
After Conor fought Floyd, he didn't fight in the UFC for, 4 years? And that's Conor. Yeah. Dana loves Conor. Dana will do any... The whole reason that the UFC and USADA are no longer going to be in partnership at the end of the year is because they wouldn't let Conor fight under the 6-month minimum testing. Like, that's how big and even when Conor went over to boxing, Dana was like, calm down, buddy boy.
Exactly. It's, Conor, you don't know what Conor's sprinkling in Irish whiskey now. So
bro, Conor...
I'm glad he took a chance on son is big, boy.
I love Conor McGregor, but, like, shut up and fight Michael Chandler. Like, seriously, bro. Shut up and fight Michael Chandler, please. Like, just do it. You did that whole season of Tough, talked all this smack, literally told Chandler Chandler said you picked the weight. Like, bro, they handed McGregor everything for this fight, and it's been a year and a half since the season, and McGregor's still not even in USADA testing. Like, just fight, bro. But back to 299, because we only got 3 fights in, bro. We also have, after the Kevin Holland, Michael Venom Page fight, we got Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena.
Okay.
Which that one should be a brawl.
Yeah. Who do you like now? I like Gilbert.
I like Gilbert a lot because I also forgot about that Bilal fight completely. Gilbert needs to bounce back after that.
Angry
Bilal Muhammad's one of those weird dudes where even though he's high in the rankings, a loss to Bilal Muhammad never looks good on your record.
Yeah. That
never looks good. And especially after, like, 2 years ago when he fought Kazmat, like, that was one of the greatest fights. Like, that was, like... I want crazy, that Gilbert Burns. Like, that's the Gilbert.
I think that's what we're getting.
I agree.
And that was unfortunate.
JDM's good, though. Della Maddalena's brawler.
There's not any bad talent in the UFC anymore.
That's bro. And Dana, Dana and the matchmakers, what they did good on this card is like, this is one of those cards that like there's like no wrestling.
Mm.
Like I just like we got O'Malley, Cheeto. They're not gonna wrestle. Poirier, Saint Denis. They're not gonna wrestle.
Mm.
Kevin Holland, MVP. They're definitely not gonna wrestle. Gilbert Burns ain't wrestling anytime soon. JDM might try to take him down a couple times, but like he likes to stand up.
So here's what I'm saying. Right now, DraftKings Code Northside knockouts from Gilbert Burns to the end of the promotion, knockout TKO. Lock it in now, bro. I don't know what the odds are that on, but we're gonna get rich together.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I take Gilbert in that fight too.
Yeah.
Delameda. This is what I found funny too. Is Jack Della Maddalena just beat Kevin Holland, but they put Kevin Holland higher on the card just because he's fighting Michael Venom. Literally just because he's fighting a dude from Bellator.
Hey man, it pays to be.
I mean, you're on the main card. It's the same salary,
Mm-hmm.
so it don't matter if you're the top of it or the bottom of it. It's like. It's the 3 fights of the main card are the same. The co's one pay, the main's one thing, and then the prelims are a whole different thing.
Yeah, see,
But, bro, even this, like, down to the prelims, this is insane. Because the last fight we have on the main card is Piotr Jan versus Song Yadong.
Whoa.
That's going to be a...
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
as main card?
Hey, bro, even the prelims. Like, when I go down the prelims, I'm going to be saying names that, like, shouldn't be fighting on prelims. Like... Bro, that one's gonna be a brawl. I got Song Yadong. I think Jan fell off a little bit.
Yeah.
Jan got in his own head after he kneed Aljo.
Yeah.
That O'Malley fight. Bro, it's gonna be close. I like Song
gonna be
Yadong
close.
though. I think Song Yadong. I think he might be. I think if Yadong beats Jan. I think he might be able to give him a title shot. I don't know.
A title?
The only reason I can't say that is because there are people above Cheeto who deserve the title shot first, and they just gave it to Cheeto because it's the rematch and it's Sean's only loss. Like, there are so many more people in that division that should be fighting Sean O'Malley first. But obviously, you got to make money as well. And you have the whole angle of Sean O'Malley in his head is even undefeated because he doesn't count the Cheeto. Sean O'Malley himself doesn't even accredit the Cheeto laws because what happened was he got TKO'd, but he ended up, his leg went dead because Cheeto on a leg kick hit like a nerve in the back of his leg, and his leg went completely dead.
Gotcha.
So he was walking on one leg, and Cheeto took advantage. So Sean's like, bro, you didn't even beat me. You just got lucky on one kick, and I couldn't walk, bro. Like,
Nah, you lost.
No, I agree. I think he lost, but
Okay. What happened? Is Aljo healthy?
Aljo wants to go up a weight.
Okay.
That's the.
I knew it was
But
something.
like, even when we're talking about people who want to go up a weight, you have Davison Figueiredo, who's coming up from flyweight to bantamweight, who's a 2-time flyweight champion. Like, I think if you have him against Sean O'Malley, that's an interesting fight because Sean's like this tall, skinny dude against a dude who's a lot shorter, but he's gonna be stocky, really good wrestler. But like, bro, back to this card, we got that. You got Jan. I don't know. Yeah, I'm taking Yadong in that one. And then, bro, prelims. To start the prelims, we have Curtis Blades versus Jolton Almeida, which was supposed to happen last year. Was supposed to be like, that was supposed to be on the if I remember correctly, that was supposed to be on the last MSG fight, the Yuri.
No. I thought he was on the Jamal Hill card.
No, he was, but I'm saying that he was supposed to fight Almeida on that the Yuri Prohaska versus what's his name, Poton, Alex Pereira. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to fight on that card and it got canceled because one of them got injured. But this is this is a top 10 matchup in the heavyweight division on the prelims. Like, Curtis Blades is an interesting fighter though because he's one of those heavyweights that doesn't fight like a heavyweight. Like, he's gonna wrestle you. He's going to throw, like, these switch kicks that he shouldn't be able to throw at his size. This one's... and, bro, his last fight was a loss to Sergey Pavlovich, who...
was tough.
Tom Aspinall made him look like a bum, but
Yeah. Listen, I'm a believer, but my thing with and I don't have blades. Who's Almeida?
I think Jolton Almeida's gonna win the fight. Jolton
Yeah.
Almeida's he's like a Poton type of dude, where he's like one of those Brazilians that just walks around with stones for arms.
Yeah, that and once I see a man die, it's hard to believe in him. And I saw Curtis Blades' life get taken from him by Derek Lewis. That was the uppercut I'll never forget. So I can't believe in you after that.
Bro, it's weird how that happens. It's weird how that happens in the fight game. Like, we talked about it before, when we talked about Volk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Ilya, don't get me wrong, like I showed you the clip, like he caught him and that
Yeah.
combo was insane. But Volk is 35. Volk never got knocked out before. All of a sudden, he gets head kicked by Islam, gets slept, and then the next fight gets knocked out cold.
Yeah, that's true.
I said it after the Ilya fight. I go, bro, your chin breaks at a point. Like, you get those fighters that have these iron chins, and you get to an age where that one person, like it happened to Alistair Overeem back in the day. Because prime Alistair Overeem, before he got to the UFC, back in, like, those Pride days,
Yeah.
oh, my God, bro. He was insane. And then I don't remember who, I think it was Anderson Silva, slept him with, like, a leg kick, with, like, a head kick or something.
Ever since Tony Ferguson ate that foot to the face, he's never been the same.
Nah, I'll admit this. Ferguson fell off a couple fights before that, and it's a diehard Ferguson fan. The fall off of Tony Ferguson is one of the hardest things to experience as a UFC fan, bro. But like, yeah, and then bro, even under that, we got Macy Barber, Caitlin Cookhagen.
Okay, all right.
That one should be a good one. That's the only women on the whole card. So shout out them. Caitlin Cookhagen's a beast. I think she's gonna win by submission. She's coming off a loss too.
Got it.
She's a tank. Gamrot RDA is on the prelims. That's a good fight. Gamrot just beat Rafael Fizev on that fight night. That was a good fight too.
Yo, these are this.
These are
like
prelims. That's what I'm
UFC
saying.
Fight night main card. fights.
Literally. And like this is the bottom of the prelims, bro. Like RDA Gamrot is a dog of a fight. RDA is coming off a loss to Vicente Luque too.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing about RDA is I tend to just count him out all the time because I feel like Rafael Dos Anjos has been in the UFC like forever.
It's just been too long, bro.
I should have looked up his age when I was doing the research for this because like he's got to be like in his 40s almost. Like it has to be almost like Glover Teixeira type.
Yeah, I got you right now, Rafael Dos Anjos. I mean,
He's been in the UFC. Oh, unless he's just been fighting since he's been that young.
Dos Anjos. He is 39.
That's what, bro. And he's still top 15.
I mean,
Shout out
he's a
RDA,
dog.
man.
What's my Cuban boy middleweight?
Oh, Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
He's in the Bellator now. He's in PFL.
I mean, Joel might be fighting until he's 60, so
He's one of those dudes. He's gonna be fighting until he's gonna be one of those guys where like he gets knocked out like 5 fights in a row and he's fighting in Japan and you're sitting there and you're like, who's still letting this guy fight, bro?
Yeah, knocking out Joel Romero has got to be crazy. You ever see him run?
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of weird stuff like that in fighting though. Like you ever see the clip of John Jones? Back to John Jones when he was fighting Rumble. Or no, he was fighting Rampage. And he crawled out at the beginning of the first round. And Rampage literally goes, bro, that's like half the reason he won the fight. Rampage said, it was something along the lines, Rampage goes, yo, when he did that, I was so intimidated and confused that it threw me off mentally so much. And like, I thought about it, bro. You know how terrifying that is in a cage? You're in a cage, so you already feel like you're like caged animals, like fighting. And the dude across from you, who's John Jones too, so this man is built, crawls at you like he's like a wild. Like I'd be like, this dude's gonna kill me.
You see, at first I wasn't feeling like, I'm like, how was that intimidating? Let me send this text.
No, you're good.
I was like, how was that intimidating? Him crawling out the corner, right? And then you said he's built like John Jones. Okay.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, that's definitely different then. Like at first, like regular person crawl out the corner, Not upset at all. Like John Jones calling out the corner. Okay, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
crawls into the cage on all fours, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I apologize. I'm also intimidated. I wasn't even there.
And then, bro, yeah, to end 299, at least the early prelims have a couple good fights too that I didn't write down. But to end the prelims, you got Pedro Munoz versus Kyler Phillips, which should be another. Like, Kyler Phillips is a young dude. For him to beat Pedro Munoz, he'd probably crack the top 15. It'd be big for him. But Munoz is a dog, bro. And, like, back to what we were saying just about how stacked this card is, Pedro Munoz is the last card on the prelims. His last fight was against Cheeto, who was main eventing this card. Like, that's how just every fight, like, you should, even if you're not a UFC fan, this is one of those cards where I'm not only saying you should tune in, like, you should tune in from 8 o'clock. Like, the minute those fights start, throw that thing on ESPN+.
Yeah, I'm messed with it. I'm gonna tune in. I usually just tune in around main cards. Maybe if there's a nice undercard fight, I might get in there, but I'm excited.
And then in between, we got Tuivasa. He's main eventing on Fight Night. In between that and 300, there's a couple fight nights. Rose is also main eventing a fight night, so that'll be fun. Yeah, and then we wait. Wow, UFC 300's in a whole month.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm cool with.
We got to wait a little bit for another pay-per-view event. I think they're still trying to figure out 300 a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely think UFC 300 would have been a lot better. And the main event, don't get me wrong, I think Pereira Jamal Hill is going to be a great main event. But I think it was very obvious to everyone that the UFC really wanted 300 to be McGregor's return.
Yeah.
They really were trying to make it the McGregor-Chandler fight, and they just couldn't get it to happen. But yeah. Before we round up, I do want to talk about, rest of the sports a little bit. You Sixers fan too?
So, interesting story, and I'll keep it short. I was a Sixers fan. They said trust the process. I didn't trust the process. And now I'm a Timberwolves fan. Pretty much is how it went.
Why the Timberwolves?
Because at the time, a quick breakdown at the Sixers story. If we look at their draft history, they picked up Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, this is this year.
First year.
This is like Nerlens Noel.
Nerlens Noel, a big man for injury. Jahlil Okafor, a big man for injury. Ben Simmons, a big man for injury. Mikal Fultz.
Didn't you even wasn't it literally back to back? Didn't you go Nerlens Noel, Okafor, Embiid, and Embiid was injury prone at the beginning of his career too.
Yeah, one of them we got 4 big men
in a row
with lower body injuries, and then we're looking to draft a guard.
Ben Simmons.
And at the time, the T-Wolves had Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, Cat. They were young. I was a fan, so I'm still a T-Wolves fan.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I say this every year. I always have trouble, especially like basketball playoffs. I'm good with, but like this transition period of like the first couple months out of football, because I'm such a big football fan. I'm used to one game a week.
Fact.
Basketball throws me off. So like, who should I be looking at? Like, I know the Knicks aren't bad. I know Jaylen Brown. Like, I'm somewhat. That's who I'm most tuned into out of everyone is obviously the Knicks because I'm a Knicks fan. So like, I know the Knicks aren't terrible. They're at like 4th. And I know they went on that run earlier, but Brunson just got that knee injury. He's only questionable, though.
Yeah,
that knee injury scared me, though. I thought that was like, bro, when I saw that at first, I was watching the video so many times, I started telling myself it was his ankle. Because the way it looked, I was like, if that's his knee, that's an ACL. Like, the way it looked was terrifying.
So, with the NBA, what are you looking for? Like, a sleeper team? Like, just teams to look out for? What?
Like, just in general, like, okay. I know the Celtics are the Celtics. I know they're the team to beat right now. Like,
so, honestly, with the NBA right now, I'm looking at the Western Conference. The East,
Aren't you guys in first?
I think we're in first or second. But if you look at the bottom of the Western Conference, there's some dogs at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, the Suns at 7. If you're a 1 or 2
that's
seed,
true.
If you're a 1 or 2 seed right now, who is it? OKC or Minnesota, right?
Yeah, 1 is Minnesota, 2 is OKC.
That means in the first round, you're either playing, correct me if I'm wrong, the Phoenix Suns with KD. They're 7 seed right now?
They're at 6. Okay. Right now, 7, 8, 9, 10 is Sacramento, Dallas, Lakers, Warriors.
Okay. Sacramento.
Like, bro, I'm sorry. I don't know. Maybe this is just me not being a diehard basketball fan, but from what I saw this season, the Lakers and Warriors ain't doing jack, bro.
Yes and no.
The Lakers maybe, because I've seen, like, they got some, like, the Lakers are that weird team this year where, like, they ain't built, but, like, all of a sudden D'Lo go off for a night. Or, like, all of a sudden AD go off. Like, they got those, like, 4 players that it's like one of these dudes is going to go off.
Yeah, I agree with the Lakers. Bron's going to be Bron. AD's been healthy, but he's another person who don't got that dog.
It's so up and down, bro. It's like...
Yeah. Golden State, Curry's going to be Curry. Clay fell off. Draymond's playing goofier than ever.
Draymond, bro.
Yeah.
Draymond thinks he's in the UFC.
Facts.
Draymond thinks he's looking for that contract from Dana right now, bro.
A team who's dangerous in the West in the playoffs are the Mavericks.
I agree.
Not only because of Luka, but because Kyrie Irving is having a phenomenal season. Like,
Is he? Because I haven't heard a lot. I think the media just hates him now.
that's how you know he's having a. He's doing so good. They just refuse to say anything about him. What's Kyrie Irving's stats this year? Kyrie.
Because yeah, bro. Like even like
This
Pelicans are good because they've been staying healthy, right? Like everyone's been healthy for the most part for them. Zion's been healthy from what I've heard for the most of the season. Brandon Ingram's a dog.
So right now, Kyrie's averaging in 34 minutes a game, the least amount of games he played since he's been healthy in Brooklyn, since like 2018. 34 minutes, he's giving you 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like Kyrie, I'm scared of the Mavericks. The Suns still got a lot of fire.
Bro, the West is crazy. I just looked at the game behind the like games behind. The Bucks are 8 games behind the Celtics for first in the East right now. That's the 7th seed in the West. That's the Kings right now.
That's the Kings were just the top 3 seed. I think
Like the Kings are as far behind the 1 seed in the West that the 2 seed is in the East. That's insane.
I think in the last like 2 weeks, the Nuggets, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, and the Clippers have all been the 1 seed, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, I just got a text. Back to football for a second. Seahawks cut Jamal Adams and Quinadre Diggs.
One more time?
They cut Jamal Adams
Okay.
and Quandre Diggs, the corner.
And Kwanzaa. This is on
Seattle.
Seattle? Okay.
Or they're both safeties.
Yeah, okay.
Josh Allen also got tagged, not the quarterback, the end.
All right, bet.
But yeah, bro. I mean, I don't know. The Knicks are built for a run. I like the Knicks. The Knicks are an interesting team. I think they could make some noise in the playoffs this year.
Interesting, but the Knicks have an issue. They're a good team, but what are you going to do with Giannis? What are you going to do with Jason Tatum? Oh, my 2 big questions. Embiid is hurt, so you don't got to worry about that. Like, the Knicks are a good team.
I think, all right.
They just don't have
I think they can beat the Bucks, not because they could stop Giannis, because I hate Doc Rivers that much, and I think he's that incompetent.
Very fair argument.
But that's genuinely why I think we could beat the Bucks is coaching.
Very fair argument.
The Celtics is where it's like, all right, like I don't know. I've tried to find a million ways in my head to find a way that we could beat the Celtics in 7 games. I don't see it.
I can see y'all beating the Celtics more than who do you call it?
The Bucks?
Yeah, because I forgot about Kristaps. Yeah, y'all are hold, man.
Like,
It's a
bro,
good
I don't
regular
know.
season.
I don't know. Low key, bro, if Mitch gets back healthy, starts running, he could low key shut down one tall dude.
Yeah,
You know, that's why I like the Milwaukee matchup, because he could not like shut down Giannis, but he could subtract Giannis. And then it's just at that point, Jalen Brunson has to match Damian Lillard.
Yeah, because Chris Middleton done fell all the way off.
That's crazy to me. Chris Middleton used to be a dog,
Chris Middleton
bro.
fell off more than Klay Thompson, and we don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Klay Thompson either, bro. That's just sad. That one's just painful. Because you see how much it hurts Klay Thompson. That's why it's painful.
Yeah.
Because you see how much it hurts him personally.
He want to be good so bad.
Yeah. Like he's trying. In the words of Rick Pitino, he's trying, man.
That's funny. Poor
Bro.
Rick Pitino's hilarious. He's trying.
Rick Pitino. What a season. What an interesting experiment that was here.
He said that was like it's now.
Well, it's not over, obviously.
Are we
but
still in the tournament?
I think we're technically still alive because we beat Creighton.
That was
That Creighton win was huge for us. in his drippy all white suit, bro, on Students' Day.
I respect it, bro. Shouts out to man. I like that St. John's balled out. If we're gonna do anything, let's ball.
No, I like that, bro. It's just like, bro, like it was before the Georgetown game. It was when we lost to Seton Hall at UBS. I called that game for the radio for WSJU, and I went to the press conference after. I'm not sure if you saw the clips on Twitter and stuff, bro. I've never seen a coach disrespect his own basketball team the way.
I heard,
Bro, he literally said the sentence of, "Yeah, I don't know. The team's just unathletic." How do you say that about a D1 sports program? Period.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not. But like, you don't say that.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of thing. You get that a lot. I mean, yeah, bro. Basketball playoffs are coming up fast too. We already in March, bro. Like that's coming up fast. Baseball season too. I'm not sure how you feel about baseball. Baseball's interesting.
I'm not with baseball.
I can't watch it on TV. Like, I've grown up with baseball. I played it growing up. I can't watch it on. I could. You get me tickets to a baseball game. I'm there. Like, like baseball games live are mad fun.
Mm.
TV it don't click.
I agree. Yeah, there's just too much nothing happening.
Bro, the Yankees are. Let's go Yankees though.
I heard they're doing pretty well.
They just got Juan Soto. I mean, they dropped 20 runs in their first spring training game, but that don't really matter because it's spring training. What really matters is, like, spring training is, like, I don't even know if they still do this. But remember when they used to do basketball preseason?
Yeah, they still do.
Where it's like, it don't really matter what the scores are because Austin Reeves is getting 35 minutes a game. Like, like spring training is like that in baseball, where it's not really the result. It's like watching the young players play.
Exactly,
being
let the young players play. See
oh,
what the
word,
new guy
like
got.
yeah, that's what spring training is like.
I understand. I like it though. I mean, I'd say if I were to pick any baseball team, I guess it would be the Yankees. Like, why not?
Got it, bro. It's the evil empire.
Yeah.
That's the one team out of everything where it's like, that's why I understand like how Chiefs fans feel and like how Patriots fans used to feel, because that's how I felt growing up as a Yankee fan. Like, there is something about it. I yelled at my friend about this because my friend, he's a Chiefs fan because his grandma's from Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he said something going to the Super Bowl. He was like, bro, like, I'm just tired of seeing the Chiefs win all the time. I go, bro, you're just getting into this whole sports thing, fandom thing. I was like, so you think this is casual, bro? I go, be a dickhead while you can, bro. Rub it in our faces because you won't have this. Bro, when you get to be the villain of the league, that feeling as a fan is so much fun, bro. When everyone's like, oh, we got to play you. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Welcome to the house.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, come through me. I agree. I was like that, bro. Eagles won one Super Bowl.
Like, yeah. Like, even in football, we felt it recently because the Saints back, like, when they were on that run with Kamara going, Breeze at the end of the career, prime Michael Thomas.
Exactly.
And people, bro, my friends at school would be like, yeah, we play the Saints this week, bro. I'd be like, yeah, you do.
Uh-huh.
I'd be like, yeah, you do.
Who that?
I'd be like, yeah, you're going to get smacked. Michael Thomas going to run 9 slants for 115 yards on your head.
Yes. Who that?
Bro, I would always play into all the rumors, too, as a fan. Like, people would look at me, they'd be like, yo, Michael Thomas, all he does is run slants. I'd be like, yeah, and he's still going to have 150 yards on your head.
Uh-huh.
And he's all he'll do is run slants. He's still going to have 150 yards on your head. Bro, also, with basketball playoffs coming up, this is off topic that made me think of it, though. If you're not into this, hockey playoffs.
Especially playoffs. I'm a Blackhawk. I have two teams, the Blackhawks, and then I'm terrible with hockey names because it'd be too many consonants together and accent marks.
Bro, don't even get me started on the Rangers goalie Ivor Shesterkin.
Ivor Shesterkin. Who was the Tampa Bay Lightning goalie? He has some crazy name. There's like Ovechkin is out there.
And Ovechkin's not even one of the hard ones. That's my point, bro.
That's why I threw him out there.
Yo, every time I think of hockey, I don't know if you've ever seen this. This was like 3 years ago. It was Chance the Rapper was on SNL, and they did a skit. It was so funny, and he was like the Knicks sideline reporter for MSG, and the hockey dude was out sick, so they were like, to replace the dude, we got Knicks sideline reporter, and it was Chance. And he's talking to the Rangers dude, and it's like, it's a dude who only knows basketball, so he doesn't know anything about hockey. And he goes, hold on, turn around, what's your name? He goes, that's an S a K and a J all next to each other, I'm not even gonna try that one.
Yeah,
Like that's
those
all
three.
hockey names, bro.
But for the Blackhawks, I forget his name. It's slipping my mind at this time. But he might be a rookie or like second year player. Our young
Oh,
dude just
Connor Bedard,
Bedard.
dog,
Beat dog. But
Dog,
dog,
bro.
is back. And then we got
dog.
and then I'm a Coyotes fan only because I like their uniform and
The
their
new
logo
ones,
game.
yeah.
So they're my secondary team. Blackhawks, we got Bedog out there. You know, I still like to see Kane out there doing his thing. You know, shout. I'm not a hater.
Kane's not on the squad no more.
I know, but he did he did so much for the Blackhawks.
Where's he now?
deserve it.
Detroit, right? I think.
Yeah.
He was.
I saw him in
Played
the
for the
Red Wings
Rangers
scoring.
for a little bit. I think he's in Detroit now.
Yeah.
bro. I'm an Islanders fan. This season's been weird. This season's been up and down, bro. They'll make noise in the playoffs. They're not a cup team right now, but they'll make noise. But bro, hockey playoffs. I tell this to everyone. You gotta. That's.
Yeah. Listen, if you have a 7 to 10 class, bro, hockey playoffs will get you through second semester. I promise, bro. I promise.
Bro. Yeah, no, that's how I feel about. That's how I used to feel about March Madness in high school.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like when, especially, I don't know if you got this in high school. Like my high school, like gave us laptops to use, like for class.
we didn't have
like
that.
like not like we didn't take them home,
But, like,
but
you
like
had it
like
during the day.
like in class, like there were like carts that like teachers could rent out that had laptops in it, bro.
Okay, we had that.
Yo,
we had
swear to God, in March, bro, a teacher brings out laptop. You wish I was doing my work. I got 4 tabs open with all the 1 o'clock games and my bracket next to it.
Oh, yeah.
So funny, bro. I remember in middle school too. Middle school was really bad because middle school they actually gave us laptops to like bring home and stuff. They were Chromebooks. They were cheap laptops.
Yeah.
But middle school it was bad, bro, because literally from games would start at like 11:30, bro, until I left. Teacher would be yelling at me because all I'm doing is watching games. And then also I'm walking into classes asking the teachers to put on the games. And they're like, no, why would I do that? I'm here to teach math. I'm like, but like, bro, Duke's on. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, math, bro. You know where I can learn math? Duke University.
You know-
Put 'em on.
You know, you want to teach me math? They're up by 6. 6 minus whatever they have, I have the other team's points. Math.
Boo. Nah, I feel that. But I know I got class a little later. I gotta head out.
No, I'm about to end up anyway. I mean,
Definitely. I appreciate you having me on.
of course, bro. Anytime.
Bro, it's been a long time in the making. You have your show. I have Tuesday is the only day I have nothing except for 1 class. So I be trying to do everything on Tuesday. But like today, right now, I was off camera for the stream in the reading. Y'all can't see me. I have half a retwist right now. Like half my hair is retwisted, the other half is not. I'm wearing the bonnet to class. I ordered Instacart. My food arrived almost a mile away from I had to walk, get my food, come back. I was cleaning, so I'm glad I finally got to make it, bro. I definitely enjoy the show, especially being on a sports show, bro. I don't get a lot of time to talk sports anymore.
No, definitely. Anytime, bro. And like we said, I mean, 299's this weekend, Ngannou, Joshua's this weekend. Obviously, we talk about spring training, basketball. Like, sports are... we're not in football season, which always hurts me. Like, I say this at the beginning of every podcast. I have a countdown on my notes to kickoff.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 185 days until the next NFL season. So we counting down, but, like, nonetheless, bro, sports are flying right now. We got a lot of good stuff going on. Like you said, with the fights this weekend, my FanDuel account is going to be rolling. I'll probably lose every parlay by 1 leg, as they usually go. But, yeah. That's all I got for you guys today for the stream. Thank you, everybody, for tuning